Live from Wish TV, this is News 8, your 24-hour news station.
Smoke and flames strike campus today as fire chases more than 100 students from a dormitory at DePauw University. Tonight, live coverage of what happened and what's next. Good evening. It's 6 o'clock and scores of DePauw University students are finding new places to live tonight.
A fire hit Rector Hall, a dormitory on the Greencastle campus at around 7:30 this morning. News 8's Tony Perkins is live in Greencastle this evening with more on the story. Tony.
That's right, Mike. The building you see in the background that's facing us, that is Rector Hall. It's 100 years old, but this campus hasn't seen anything quite like what happened to the students and the dormitory they lived in early this morning. Some students said it was a close call.
The fire started on my floor. That is where I lived.
The residents of Rector Hall woke up to smoke-filled hallways and the sound of frantic firefighters knocking on doors.
I didn't think it'd ever get as bad as it did, because when we walked out, we didn't see any fire at all. It was just, we couldn't see anything but smoke.
What I have on is what I was in when I got out, and I have my towels that I walked out with. But as far, I don't have any IDs. I don't have my insurance stuff, my health related, it's all up in there.
It all started at around 7:30 in the morning. Investigators traced the fire's start to a fourth-floor room. In about a half an hour, the flames were traveling through the attic, and part of the fourth-floor ceiling was caving in. 2 firefighters were briefly trapped by debris.
I believe that the one firefighter that has been admitted into the hospital was actually was hit in the head by something.
Rector Hall is one of the older buildings on campus. It was scheduled for renovation later this year. All 115 students who lived there got out okay, but now they're worried about their books, computers, and other materials.
I've got my car here, but I don't my ID, my driver's license to use it now, and I don't have the keys to it on me.
With $1 million estimated damage, it's clear the whole building will need to be replaced someday. Now, there are 2 firefighters who got hurt while fighting the fire today. One of them was treated here and released. The second one, as we heard, was admitted to the hospital. We understand that he's there for observation only overnight. State Fire Marshal is working this scene today, and he'll be here tomorrow as well, still looking for a cause of this dormitory fire at DePauw University today. Mike and Shanna.
Okay, thanks. Tony Perkins live for us tonight.
Incredible. Well, books, computers, classwork, items all lost inside Rector Hall. So what can students do now? News
8's A.J. Sterling is also live at DePauw this evening with the latest on that side of the story, including numbers parents can call if they still have questions. Right, A.J.?
Absolutely. Now, Mason and Lucy Halls will be reopening at 7 o'clock tonight. However, the 120 students from Rector Hall will be finding themselves elsewhere this evening. Many of them are coming here. You can see the stacks of shirts, the toiletries, even a makeshift kitchen are here waiting for them. All of this has been donated by the community that is really extending itself. Fraternities and sororities have opened up their houses to displaced students. So have the professors. Rector Hall residents are being told it will be at least a day before they can get back into their rooms to see what can be salvaged. Long-term arrangements for those who lived on the 4th floor are being made as that top floor suffered the fire. The other floors face mainly water damage. Most of 120 students from Rector got out with only the clothes they were wearing. But beyond what to wear, students say their chief concern surrounds their last 5 weeks of classes this semester.
It was really scary because all of our stuff's there. All of our books and clothes and my turtle and everything was there, so it was a big deal. It was really scary this morning.
Classes and everything. This is a busy time of the school year, so and that's really gonna be very inconvenient. Even for me, it's like I'm pretty much gonna be staying with a friend and but really I have none of my school books, nothing.
It's great that everyone's safe, but then it's really hard to replace a lot of things, especially, academically, papers and computers and everything like that. A lot of students who live in Rector will have a tough time in classes for the remainder of the semester. I know I'm worried about a lot of things where you have a cumulative journal that's due at the end of the semester and it's not going to be available. Prior to this point, everything I have had prior to this point is gone.
Now, if you're having trouble locating one of the Rector Hall students, here are 2 numbers you can call: 765-658-4261 or 765-658-4270. Just to help make sure that everyone is okay, a registration table was set up A lot of the students that have been coming in have been signing in with the registration table. Many of the students were still gone when this fire broke out, gone for the weekend, so they've been checking in. They will also be keeping track of where the students go from this point, so that if you are a parent or a family member trying to track down a student, you will be able to call those two numbers and they'll be able to help you locate that student. They're also offering free long distance for students so that they can call home. Now, coming up tonight at 6:30, we'll talk a little bit about the security measures that will be taking place to make sure that those who can't get back into the hall tonight will still have safe belongings. Back to you, Mike and Shanna.
Very good. Thanks, A.J. Sterling, reporting for us tonight.
Incredible story. Well, just how far away could you see the fire at DePauw University today? Take a look at the pictures Chopper 8 got this morning when it approached the scene. Our crew could see the smoke billowing from the dorm from at least 10 miles away. Keep it tuned here to Wish TV for the latest on today's dormitory fire. In our next half hour, we'll have a live interview with DePauw's president, Dr. Robert Bottoms, to get the very latest on what's happening on campus. Again, that is tonight at 6:30.
Live from Wish TV, this is News 8, your 24-hour news station.
It's a Sunday some students will never forget. Many woke up this morning to find their dorm on fire. Tonight, DePauw's president joins us live from campus. Good evening and welcome back to News 8. It's been a very busy day for students and faculty at DePauw University since fire heavily damaged Rector Hall today.
Those students who live there are now finding a new place to call home tonight. News 8's A.J. Sterling joins us live from campus in the Greencastle with the very latest. A.J.?
Well, 120 students tonight will be sleeping elsewhere after a fire in a fourth-floor room spread quickly through that top floor. We're joined now with University President Dr. Robert Bottoms with more. 2 firefighters were injured fighting the fire, but all the students made it out safely. This had to be a traumatic morning for you.
It was a traumatic morning to arrive on campus and see the flames going out of the top of the building, knowing the fire was out of control. I mean, the first thing you think is, you know, how many students might be hurt. We were just so fortunate that no one was hurt, and even the 2 firefighters who were injured initially are okay.
Now, Rector Hall was due for renovations next year. What are you going to do at this point?
Well, it's a little too early to tell. We have a crew coming in Tuesday to put a new roof to cover the thing. The fire chief said we can allow students to go in tomorrow to claim what they have in there, and so we'll just have to sort that out over the next few days. The important thing is what you said. We have rooms for everyone.
Well, and with students that were living in that hall, a lot of them had their classwork, computers, everything in there. You do have classes resuming tomorrow, but what about that? How are they going to finish out the last 5 weeks of the semester?
Well, we've talked to the faculty, and they'll work with individual faculty people. As you know, we have very small classes. The faculty know the students very well and sort of where they are in their work, and I'm sure they'll be able to work things out on a case-by-case basis.
We thank you so much for joining us this evening. And I know that some security measures are taking place. Maybe behind me you can see some of the gates that have gone up around Rector Hall. Fire crews will remain here on the scene throughout the night to make sure that none of the hot spots flare back up, as well as police will be patrolling the dorm to make sure that students don't get in there into a building that may possibly be unsafe. Now, here are a couple numbers to call if you're still trying to locate one of the students from Rector Hall. 765-658-4261, or you can call 765-658-4270. They are doing everything they can to make sure that the students are comfortable. The sororities, fraternities have opened up their houses, as well as professors. Long distance, free long distance has actually been set up for students to call and make sure that everyone is safe and okay. Back to you guys, Mike and Shanna.
So they're helping one another out. Thanks a lot, A.J. Sterling live tonight.
And for the latest on today's dorm fire on the DePauw University campus, don't miss News 8 tonight at 11 o'clock. We'll have the latest on the investigation as well as where students are staying this evening. Again, that's tonight on News 8 at 11.